Welcome back to Kitchen Corner Healthy Cooking Holiday Tips. Thank you, Balon, for the wonderful time. Today, we are going to be baking pumpkin spice cookies. Absolutely scrumptious. First, you're going to need a half a cup of granulated swerve, 3 ounces of cream cheese softened, 1½ teaspoons of pumpkin spice, a can of pumpkin puree, and some softened butter. And we're going to combine all of these ingredients right here in the bowl and make some very delicious cookies. We have a little bit of vanilla essence and some salt and some coconut flour. So let's get started. We will also be putting these cookies on our Salad Master stainless steel cookie sheet lined with a sheet of parchment paper. All of these ingredients and the parchment paper including can all be purchased at your local Costco store. So let's get started. First, we're going to put in the butter. I have a half a cup of butter. Next, we're going to put in that half a cup of granulated swerve. Now we're going to take our mixer and mix those two together. Make sure you mix them really well. Now we're going to add the softened cream cheese, the vanilla essence, 1 teaspoon. You can get this at Dr. Utker's online from Amazon if you can't find it in your local store. I recommend Dr. Utker's because it's very delicious. Now we're going to put our pumpkin puree in, which is a half a cup. Make sure that you get it all out. My wife was always telling me don't waste a thing. So here you go. Make sure you get all of that puree out of that cup and into the mixing bowl. Perfect. Now we're going to mix that. Make sure that you blend all those ingredients together very, very well. And when that's done, now we're going to add the coconut flour, half cup of coconut flour. We're going to add our pumpkin spice. We'll start off with 1 teaspoon first. Get it out of there. Just throw it around in there evenly. You're going to be mixing it again. And now the other ½ teaspoon. Plus, for good measure, of course, we're going to add that salt, like so. Make sure you get everything out. Great. Now we're going to blend or mix these all together. Make sure you're mixing them really well. Okay. You know, unplug the mixer. Get the excess off the paddles. Like I told you, Maddie always is telling me, don't waste anything. You worked real hard to make it, so don't waste it. So we're going to scoop the rest of that off of those paddles back into the bowl. Now I'm going to take these and run them over to the sink real quick. And here you are. There's the wet dough. We're going to scoop it all together into a ball. And we're going to bring our cookie sheet over and get some of these things out of the way so you can see. There we go. So you pull up a ball in your hand and roll it really good, like so. Now you place it onto the cookie sheet and push it down flat with your fingers, just like that. Now we're going to fill up the sheet with as many cookies as we can get. Now we're going to take those to the oven, which we have preheated at the time. And we'll be right back when they are finished. Okay, we've got 5 more minutes on this batch. They're almost done. So in the meantime, I felt a little bad that I didn't have enough cookie. So, I've remedied that while we were away for a little while. I made another batch, exact same size. I got a little more stingy with my dough balls so that I could make more cookies so that you can see it's a good idea to double it. Now I'm going to show you something that I forgot. Take a little fork, wet it, and remember those peanut butter cookies you made as a kid? Do the same thing with these. Make a little cross stitch pattern on there, and you're good to go. Just wet your fork. Go across, across. There we go. Just like when we were little. I remember baking peanut butter cookies with my Aunt Shirley when I was a little boy. And oh, they smelled so good, and we could hardly wait. Sometimes we would eat the dough. Not a good idea. But when you're a kid, you know, you're invincible. Nothing affects you. So we're going to finish cross-stitching these while that batch is almost done. And I'll take it out and put this one in. Just like that. Super easy. Lots of fun. This is one your kids can help you with. This recipe is very, very simple, very easy, and very delicious. Last one. Perfect. I'll wait for my timer to go off, and when it does, we'll just switch the trays on. I'll let that one cool off. There those beauties are inside, almost done. They've got about 2.5 minutes left, and they'll be perfect. You want them to be a golden, crisp brown, but you don't want to burn them. And the way you test if they're ready, you just take a little toothpick like you do on a cake, poke it down the middle. If it comes up dry, they're done. If it comes up doughy, you give them a few more minutes. You be the judge. Here are the second round with the little cross hatch on there that I showed you how to do. It's very simple. Just a fork and some water, and you're good to go. Okay, we're ready to remove the finished product. As you can see, a beautiful golden brown. Wonderful thing about a gas stove is you can use the top for a cooling port. Now I'm going to put the second batch in. Oven's nice and hot and ready. Going to set my timer for 25 minutes. We'll be right back when the second batch is done. Until then, happy cooking. Okay, second batch is done. We're going to pull it out and let it cool off next to its brother here. And that's how you do pumpkin spice cookies. And that, folks, is it for those pumpkin spice cookies. Enjoy them very much. As we say, happy cooking, pofta buna, la revedere. May your families have a blessed Thanksgiving and Christmas, and stay tuned for more recipes to come.